Hey, YouTubers, it's your boy Domination. This back in basic choker the new side takes baby running this back and knowing this and this is. Real men Russa, fake men Russa, real Russa, fake Russa. Right to where preach on. Welcome to the Back in Basic podcast. Back in the Basic on YouTube. The king of the king of Dallas is the king not the man of Dallas, but not only man of the Dallas, but the king of YouTube is back. So we're gonna talk about Tammi Terrell. You know, this beautiful woman. The previous episode of Unsung, even though we put the new series of other songs that we did, the new episodes from Unsung, but this is previous episode I never do on my channel. But we need to talk about Tammi Terrell. May she rest in peace. A beautiful sister, a beautiful lady, and it's sad she died. She was 24 years old, man. She died so young, and she had a lot of uh, she had a lot of she had some problems in her life. Few tribal traumas in her life, man. May she rest in peace, man. She's a beautiful sister, beautiful lady. Anyway, let's dedicate this to her. It's gonna be unsung previous episodes special. So let's talk about Tammi Terrell. Tammi Terrell, born is Tomlin of Wilfred Marguerite, April the 29th, 1945. She that's what the day she was born. In April the 29th, 1945, she died in March 16, 1970. 1970 was a American recording artist, widely known as a. Hold on for a sec. I'll be back. Hold on. Hey, sorry about that. Okay, where was I? Okay, was a American recording artist, widely known as a star singer for Motown Records during the 1960s. Nearly for a season of duets with singer Marvin Gaye, R.I.P. Terrell's career begins as a teenager, first recording to Spread and One Records, before spread nearly 2 years as a member of James Brown uh, Rivera's James Brown Rivera's recording for Brown Tribe Me label. After a period of attempted college, Terrell's recording primarily for a checking records before signing with Motown in 1965 with Gaye. Terrell scored seven top 40 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, including "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," which was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. "Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing." I love that song. That's a great song. My mother and my father into this kind of records, man. It's just like old folks, grown folks records. It just get you in the mood for anything for love to bring people together, especially when it comes to couples. And you all that I need to get by. Yep, that song was sampled by Method Man and Mary J. Blige. They sampled that record. You all that I need to get by. But theirs is you all I need to get by. There's you all that I need. So it's the same song but just a different title but similar of the record. It's a great record too, both of them, but special the original. Terrell's career was erupted when she collapsed into Gaye's arm at two performances at a concert at Hamilton and Scotland, Hamilton and Scotland College on October 14, 1967, with Terrell later being diagnosed with a brain tumor. Sad. She had 8 unsuccessful surgeries before credited to the illness on March 16, 1970, at the age of 24. Damn. She died 24 years old. That's sad. It really is. In early life, Terrell was born as tentatively White Fred Marguerite in Philadelphia to Jenny and Lee and Graham and Thomas Marguerite. Jenny was a actress and Thomas was a barbershop owner and a local politician. According to her sister, their mom was mentally ill. Sad. Terrell was the oldest of two siblings. According to unsung documentary, her sister, Diddley Dean, said her parents, through Terrell, would be a boy. And before she would be named after her father, however, she was born. When she was born, the parents would settle on the name. Nicknamed her Tammi. She later changed it to Tammy. After seeing the film Tammy and the Basher and hearing its theme song Tammy at the age of 12. So they thought they was going to have a boy. It would have been she would have been a boy if they said they have a girl. Okay. According to Letterly book, My Sister Tommy, the real Tammy Terrell was raped by 3 boys at the age of 11. Sad. Around the time she started to have mentally headaches, when it was not through to be of the kid at the time, the family members would later stated that those headaches might have been related to her early diagnosis of brain cancer. Terrell attended a German Uptown High School in Philadelphia. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, man. Nobody shouldn't have to go through that. Earliest recording career. In 1960, Terrell signed under the wing and the Society of Scrambling Records after being discovered by Luther Dixie, recording the ballad If You See Bill under the name Tammy Marguerite and doing demos for the subsequently after another single. Terrell left the label and being introduced to James Brown, signing a contract with him and beginning to sing backup for his relatives of concert tours. In 1963, she recorded the song I Cried, released on Brown's Try Me Records. It becomes her first chart single, reaching the number 99 on the Hot Billboard 100. After this renewal ended, Terrell signed with Checkers Records and released the produced If I Would Marry You, a duet with Jimmy Cliff, which Terrell close and postman followed this relation of failure. Terrell begins a relative retire from the music business and enrolled in the University of Pennsylvania, where she majority in privilege of staying at the school for 2 years. In the middle of this, Terrell was asking by Jeffrey Butler to sing with him in a series of shows in nightclubs. After a rearrangement was made by Butler to a representative of Terrell that she would continue her schooling, she began to tour with Butler in April 1965 during a performance at the 20 Grants of Club in Detroit. She was spotted by Motown CEO Barry Gordy, who promised to sign her to Motown. Terrell agreed and signed with the label on April the 29th, her birthday, her 20th birthday. Before releasing her first single with Motown of Tammi, entitled "I Can't Believe You Love Me." Gordy assumed a name can change. To figure that Tammi Montgomery was too long of a name to put on a single, Gordy changed it to Tammi Terrell. He felt this name screamed sex appeal. I Can't Believe You Love Me because Tammi first R&B top 40 single, followed and almost entirely by Come On and See Me in 1966. Terrell recording two future classic Stevie Wonder, All I Do Is Think About You, and the Isaac Brothers, The Old Heart of Me Is Weaker for You, after release of her first single on Motown. Terrell joined the Motown readily to open for Temptation. Successful with Marvin Gaye. Main article. In early 1967, Motown hired Terrell to sing a duet with Marvin Gaye, who had achieved duet success with Mary Walls and Kim Westlington, as well as having recordings duets with Automatic Hardy, Automatic Hearing. During recordings sessions, Gaye would recall later that he did not know how gifted Terrell was until they began to sing together. At first the duet are recording. Separately. For the sessions of the first recording, the Ashley for and Simpson's composition Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Both Gaye and Terrell recording separate versions. Motown remixed the vocals and edited out the background vocals, giving just Gaye and Terrell vocals dominant. The song begins a crossover pop hit in the spring of 1967, reaching the number 19 on the Hot Billboard 100 and the number 3 on the R&B charts and make Tammi a star. Their follow-up, Your Precious Love, become a bit of a bigger hit, reaching number 5 on the pop charts and number 2 on the R&B charts. At the end of the year, the duets scored another top 10 single with If I Could Build My Whole World Around You, which peaked at number 10 on the pop charts and number 2 on the R&B charts. The song B-side, the Marvin Gaye composition If This World Are Mine, yeah, that's a good song, become a melody hit on both charts and number 68 pop and number 27 R&B charts. Gaye would later cite the song as one of Tammi's favorites. All 4 songs, including on Gaye and Tammi's first duet album, United, released in the late summer of. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Hey, I'm sorry about that. Ooh, where I'm at. Okay. The release in the late summer of 1967. Through, throughout that year, Gaye and Terrell begins performing together, and Terrell become a vocal and performer inspired for the shy and laid back Gaye who hate live performing. The duet also performed together on television shows to their hit. They are voted the number one R&B duet in the Cashbox magazine and annually a year in and certainly in 1970. That's good. You know that nobody could do a best collaboration than they did. The best song duet is Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. There's a lot of duets, a lot, but they were the ones. Number one, cancer diagnosed. This is sad that you would think she was looked forward of her career. Cancer diagnosed. While Terrell was finally being in postman as a star, the malaria and headaches she have suffered from childhood are become While she complained of the pain, she insisted she consisted to people to close to her that she was well enough to perform. However, on October the 14th, 1967, while performing Your Precious Love with Gaze at Huntington and Chestnut of College, just outside the town of Farmville of Virginia, Terrell collapsed into Gaye's arm on stage. Shortly after, returned from Virginia. The doctor diagnosed an epidemic of a tumor on the right side of her brain. She underwent brain surgery at graduate of high school in Philadelphia on January the 13th, 1968. I always suspect that she fell in love with Marvin Gaye. I really do. And even though he had somebody else at the time, but even though all her relationships that she went at abuse and all that, she was trying to look for love. It's sad about her. It really is. After recover from her first surgery, Terrell returns to Hit Valley Studios in Detroit and record "You All I Need to Get By." Both that song and "Ain't Nothing Like a Real Thing" reaching number one on the R&B charts. Despite Terrell's optimism, her tumor was what sin and requested more surgeries. By 1969, Terrell had retired from live performer as she has been ordered by the doctors not to perform duet to her tumor. So they didn't want her to perform because of the things that she had to deal with of her brain tumor. It's sad, man. But Motown issued Terrell's first and only solo album, Irresistible, in early 1969. Terrell was too ill to promote the recordings. There was no new read on the album. All the tracks have been recorded early and recordedly in shuffle for some time because of her that she had to deal with the actual conditions of her brain. Man, it's sad. Both Marvin Gaye and Valerie Simpson given a different side of the story on how the production of Terrell and Gaye third album together, Easy, went about. According to reports, Terrell had given so ill from her operation that she could not record. Mm-mm-mm. And Motown an option to have Leonard Lee, Simpson to sub in for Tammy and to sub it into to Pharrell. Terrell. A, I mean, a report that was repeated in the book Marvin Gaye, What's Going On and the Last Days of the Motown Sound. Gaye would later said the move was another money-making scheme on the BG, Berry Gordy's part, and Evangeline Simpson, on the other hand, stated that the out of the Terrell was brought into the studio when she was strong enough to record it over Simpson's forgotten vocals. Insisted Terrell have song on the album, Easy, and produced these singles. Good Lovin' Ain't Easy to Go. Good Lovin' Ain't Easy to Come By. What You Giving Me and in California Soul, and the UK top 10 hit the Onion song later in 1969. Terrell make her first final public appearances at the Apollo Theater, where Marvin Gaye was performing. As soon as Gaye spotted Terrell, he rushed to her side, and the duet begins to sing "You All I Need to Get By Together." That's so sweet. They are given a last dance ovation by the public. Mm-mm-mm. A Public Life. In 1962, a 17-year-old Terrell become and involved in an abusive relationship with James Brown. Yeah, here it is. Who was 12 years old. Who was 12 years old her senior year. One night for the road in 1963, Terrell left Brown after he assaulted her for not watching his entire performance. So I can't say it because he's no longer here. So rest in peace to James Brown and Tammy Terrell. We don't know. But I'm not siding with Tammy Terrell and I'm siding with James Brown. It might be, might not. If you in a brutal relationship, people, men and women, get out of it. Because people need to keep their hands to themselves. It ain't worth it. Men and women need to learn sometimes. Just leave. Don't put your hands on her. Don't put your hands on him, ladies. Just leave. Love ain't supposed to hurt. Love supposed to heal. Remember that. Bobby and Benedict, a former member of the Famous Flames, witnessed the incident. He beat Tammy Terrell terrible. She was bleeding. Shed blood. That's terrible. Tammy left him because she didn't want her butt whooped, says Benedictine. During the Motown in 1966, Terrell embarked on a turbulent romance with the Temptation lead singer David Ruffin, rest in peace. That year, Terrell accept Ruffin's surprise marriage proposal. After Terrell announced their engagement on stage during appearances together, she discovered that he was already married. Ruffin has a wife and 3 children and another girlfriend in Detroit. This revealed and Ruffin's drug addiction led to violent arguments. Terrell told Ebony magazine in 1969 that she believed her emotion state during this relationship was contrary effect to her headaches, which would come at Quaterment in 1967. Terrell ended the relationship after Ruffin hit her in the head with his motorcycle helmet. Damn. It was rumored that Ruffin also hit Tammy in the head with a hammer. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That is so wrong. If David Ruffin did that, that's not good. And so is James Brown, man. You know, rest in peace with all three of them. But this just goes to show you, man, it ain't worth to be in a domestic relationship. Ladies, if you seek some counseling and you deal with the issue, you can seek some counseling and get some public help. Get some medication help, and you will get through this. And fellas too, man, get out of relationships, please. Get out of abusive relationship and get some help relationships. Which fought and the connotations of her unknown conditions. However, the rumor was this dispelled in Terrell unsung episode. At the time of Terrell's death, she was engaged to Dr. Adley in Ernest Garriment. He was a doctor at the hospital where she has been treated. Yeah, that was her last husband. He really loved her, and I think she loved him. You just gotta love yourself, people. Please, always love yourself when you get in situations like this. It's sad. Death. Because of ongoing conditions of the brain cancer by early 1970, Terrell was confined to a wheelchair and suffered from blindness, hair loss, and weight only 93 pounds, 42 in kg, following her eighth and final operation on January the 21 in 1970. Terrell went into a coma. She died on March 16, a month shy of her 25th birthday. She was about to turn 25. Damn. Terrell's funeral was held at the James and Myrtle Church in Philadelphia. After the funeral, Gay delivered a final and edited while You All I Need to Get By was playing. According to Tammy's fiance, Dr. Ernest and Garrett, who know Gay, her mother angrily and brutally anyone at the Motown from her funeral, including for Gay, while she was Tammy was close friends. Gay never finally got over Tammy's death, and I understand. He was the only one that's close to her, and so is her Beyonce, that her husband. That's the third one. It's sad, man. I mean, it's really sad. No one deserved to be hurt. No one. Please get some help, folks. Get some help, and it will save lives. According to the several biographed, while Habs stated that Terrell's death led Gay to depression and drug abuse. I believe it. In addition, Gay classic album What's Going On at the respective of low-key work which deal with maturity theming release in 1971 was in a part a react to Tammy's death. And I understand it, and I know he missed it, and now yet they united together. Rest in peace to Tammy Terrell, and rest in peace to Marvin Gaye. It's sad, man. And rest in peace to James Brown, David Ruff, and all that. But if they done that to her, man, that's just not right. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. But who knows? The only people were there is the one who's witness that was witness on, and the two people. Who knows the side of the story? I ain't saying Tammy Terrell was lying or David Ruffin or James Brown, but the ones who's there, they know what happened. If it is, it's wrong. If it's you got to get out of that. You got to. And legacy. In May 2015, the Deadline reported that the actress Kathleen Allingham was casted to portray Marguerite in a biopic based on her life. The untitled project was written by Medley and Adley of Day and to be produced by Robert Tedley and Gaza and Hilary Emerson. Awards and nominee. Terrell and Marvin Gaye are nominated for Best Rhythm and Blues Group Performance, Vocal or Instruments for their song Ain't No Mountain High Enough at the 10 Element of Grammy Awards in 1968. The song was later in, inducted into a Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. So these are the songs. These are of the studio albums. In 1976, The Early Show with Chuck Jackson uh, won, and the Early Show and Unite with Marvin Gaye. In 1968, You All I Need with Marvin Gaye, Tina La. In 1969, Releasable on Motown. That was never planned to release. It was released before she to the earliest when her death or something like that. And Easy with Marvin Gaye and Tenor. So I don't think that album was never released. I think it was released before it was released early, basically. It was released before her conditions that faced, because she couldn't able mentally ill to promote that album. And collaboration album in 1970, Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell Greatest Hits. In 1980s, Superstar Series Volume 2 with Marvin Gaye entitled and Motown. In 2001, an editably collected and Sunspine and the complete duet with Marvin Gaye, Motown. In 2010, Come On and See Me, the complete also a collection, a hip old select. In 2011, Icon, Love Song with Marvin Gaye, Motown. I really believe that Marvin Gaye started to love Tammy Burrell. I think he missed her. It really hurt him that when her death, and this is her songs, man. There's a lot of singles right here. If You See Bill, the voice of experiences, I Cry If I Would Marry You. I think that was her song. If I cry, you cry, we all cry together, or something like that. Because I think it was a sample. It was a sample because I think Ja Rule, uh, you know, I'm not for sure. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that definitely. I Can't Believe You Love Me. Come On and See Me. What a Good Man He Is. Ain't No Mountain High Enough with Marvin Gaye. Your Precious Love with Marvin Gaye. If I Could Build My Whole World Around You with Marvin Gaye. If This Were Are Mine with Marvin Gaye. That's a classic record. Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing with Marvin Gaye. You All I Need to Get By with Marvin Gaye. Keep On Loving Me, Honey with Marvin Gaye. The Old Heart of Mine. This Old Heart of Mine is Weaker for You. You Ain't Living Until You Love with Marvin Gaye. Good Love Ain't Easy to Come By with Marvin Gaye. What You Give Me with Marvin Gaye. And the Onion Song with Marvin Gaye. Man, it's really sad. And California Soul with Marvin Gaye. From to 1961, 1962, 1963, 1964, 1965, 1966, 1967, 1968, and 1969 and 1970. And all her albums to early shows, non-album singles, Irresistible, United, You All I Need, and Irresistible, and You All I Need, and Easy. We're gonna miss Tammy Terrell. May she rest in peace, man. She had a lot of stigma traumas of her life, and send a condolences in it for her family and many generations to come. Her music will live on forever and many years, generation, a lot more. But I'm gonna say this to wrap this up. Nobody shouldn't have to go through the stigma and the dramas that people should go through in their lives, even if you're a woman or a man or whatever. Please get some counseling and get some counseling help for this, because it will save more in lives and more to come. And may Marvin Gaye and her will join unite in heaven. Rest in peace to Tammy Terrell. You be loved and missed, sister, and you can continue a lot more generation to come. And rest in peace to Marvin Gaye, because I really believe Marvin Gaye was hurt when she died. And even the mother was feel like that Marvin Gaye was the only one close to her. Everybody else wasn't there for her. If it's true that's happened, then David Ruffin and James Brown should have never done that. That was not good. As much as she's been through a lot, man, but we don't know. But if it is, it's sad. And the ones that witnessed that, they could have helped her. I just don't understand. If you know somebody that's been hurt, you got to step in and do something. Because that could have been you if you've been hurt. But some people don't want to get involved, and I understand. But you never know. Something got to get done and end this abusive relationship once and for all. So rest in peace, Tammy Rudd. You will love and miss, and your music will love a lot more. And that's all I can say about that. I hope you like this episode. Give your likes and comment and subscribe and a lot more. And tell me what you think, all right? And don't forget to ring the bell for more update from my channel, all right? All right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basics. Chunk of the Deuces. I would do Texas Baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.